That's the first line scratched in a dusty leather journal, found wedged between petrified beams in a mine shaft no one knew existed. And with that sentence, Mystery at Blind Frog Ranch returns for its most dangerous and unexplainable season yet. Set against the rugged wilderness of eastern Utah, Season 5 of Mystery at Blind Frog Ranch picks up right where last season's cliffhanger left viewers stunned. A sealed cavern unearthed during a surprise tremor, and something metallic resonating behind the stone. Episode 1. The breach. Shuin Olinger, the ever-driven ranch owner and former Texas oilman, stands at the threshold of the breach with his son Chad Olinger and longtime expert Charlie Snyder. Dust still settles in the air as equipment buzzes to life. Chad's drone has confirmed what they all suspected. A large, intelligently engineered structure embedded in the rock face. Thermal imaging shows a cold core, no heat, no life, but a perfectly circular chamber, unlike anything found in Utah's natural caverns. When they bring in a sonic drill to crack open the stone, the frequency ricochets back unnaturally, almost like something's resonating on the other side. They finally break through, but the tunnel collapses behind them. For the first time, the team is trapped. A sweeping aerial shot glides across the remote Utah desert, where the rocky red mesas cast long, ominous shadows across Blind Frog Ranch. The rising sun bleeds amber and crimson across the sky. The land is vast, empty, and defiant, refusing to give up its secrets. Title Sead. Mist Arai, A to Blind Frog Ranchage, appears in metallic gold letters, flickering like a distressed signal. CUT2. A deep shaft. NIT VISIONDA, dim green tinged camera feed, shows a narrow, vertical mine shaft plunging into darkness. A rope dangles. Dust particles float eerily in the frame. Suddenly, a distant rumble. The frame trembles violently. Debris rains down from above. FLASHQ. Black Australian. Red TXT. Something's coming. EEXT. Ranch compound. DUSK. Chad Olinger storms across the gravel path. His face is grim. Behind him, his father, Dwayne Olinger, stands by a strange crate just unloaded from a black helicopter. The crate bears faded government markings and a hazardous material sticker. A countdown timer beeps faintly from inside. CAMERA zooms into Dwayne's eyes. Wari FL 8 Shine AF Flamings in his PUKLS INT. Make a shift LAB. NIJH strange gold flakes shimmer under UV light. A geologist holds up a piece of twisted metal, partially melted, with odd inscriptions etched on one side. Another monitor shows an old map overlaid with modern satellite imagery. Several glowing red X markers pulse across the screen, forming a perfect pentagram over the Utah Basin. QLICK cut. Lai Chises FLSCK. Entire LAB GEO is DARKEXT. K system. Day the crew stands at the gaping mouth of a cave, previously sealed off by a landslide. The opening was revealed after seismic activity 2 weeks prior. Massive stone slabs are carved with unrecognizable glyphs. Drone footage shows what lies beneath. An underground lake, partially drained, revealing the silhouette of what appears to be a wooden galleon, buried and fossilized in stone. TITLE Sead. The VOLT is opening. TXTHRACKS like GLASS INT. Underground tunnel. Hand yield camera. Shaky FOOTG heavy breathing. Flashlight beams slice through the pitch-dark tunnel. A crew member's glove brushes the stone wall, revealing a metal panel, far too modern to belong in an ancient mine. A blinking red light appears as someone accidentally triggers it. BEP. BEP. BEP suddenly. ASCREA and the camera drops. EXT. Ranche Howes. Naihiti. Security TMFOTG footage glitches. A bright orb streaks across the compound. Dogs bark. A siren goes off. The footage rewinds automatically, slows, and plays again, frame by frame. The orb appears to change direction mid-air INT. Ranch War Room. Day, Duane, and Chad stand before a new board filled with red string and newspaper clippings. One article headline reads, Nineteenth century miners disappeared without a trace. Local law blames the Hollow Ones. Pinned next to it, a photo of an ancient golden medallion discovered in the most recent dig, showing a humanoid figure with frog-like eyes and a long tail. In the background, sonar pings from an underground scan grow louder, then silent, title sad. Something beneath. Something alive, axt. Blind Frog Ranch. Storm rolling in. TUILIGHT dark clouds churn unnaturally overhead. Lightning forks silently across the sky. The wind screams through the canyon. Tents whip. Equipment collapses. A field camera captures a single frame before blacking out. A humanoid silhouette with elongated limbs emerging from a cleft in the canyon wall. MONTG. Rapid CUKIS. ERINUSIC NTNSIFISDA geoscanner spikes red as seismic tremors ripple under the compound. A rusted vault door is unearthed under a slab marked 1897. Property of the Deseret Society. Hovers briefly, caught on infrared drone cam. Chad finds a leather-bound journal with Aztec pictograms crossed out by English script. Duane's hands shake as he reveals a hidden room with glass jars, each holding preserved biological samples with webbed digits. A triangular fragment begins to levitate on its own inside the lab. A strange voice-like frequency is detected coming from a rock sample. An ancient tree is found split perfectly down the middle, with no tool marks. TITOE SEAD. The ranch HSCHANGING, EINT. Cave chamber, Eftelicht Hiki Earring, TORCHLIJT Chad, and the crew uncover a ceremonial altar with concentric rings, soaked in what appears to be oxidized gold dust. In the center, a hole descending into total blackness. They drop a light. It never hits the bottom. A faint pulsing sound begins, like a heartbeat EXT. Desert Nighty. Military Tuiti Kiss. UNMARKD3 matte black vehicles pull up silently. Men in tactical gear exit. One holds a silver briefcase. Behind them, headlights flash in Morse code toward the ranch house. Duane watches from the shadows, shotgun in hand, INT. Old Bayan, Naititi. Citruet Dior OPNSV Heavy Creek reveals a hidden staircase behind a hay wall. The steps lead to a tunnel glowing faintly with phosphorescent fungi and abandoned mining gear from the 1800s. On the tunnel wall, a painting of a frog-faced god devouring stars FLASHBACKCCQANC. Film grain FILTR clips of old interviews and blurry home footage from the 1960s. A local woman speaks in subtitles. They warned us, never disturb the veins under the mountain. They're alive. They remember? EXT. Ranch. Light BAM from sky. NIGHTA, a narrow beam of white light shoots down from the clouds, freezing in place above the ranch's old well. The ground shakes. Animals flee. Suddenly, an object levitates from the well, coated in mud and etched with strange circuitry. Lightning strikes the beam. Whiteout flash. BINT. Control room. TCHFALUI. ALAM and Miguel AR. Every screen shows static. Then, a countdown appears. It starts at 10 minutes. The screen glitches, revealing a series of coordinates no one recognizes. They aren't Earth-based, TITLECR'd. The final season, TXTEDISTORTS, then NISHES, AMONTAGE, hat, pounding FINISHE. Chad rappels into a crystal cavern below the mine, finding a geometrically perfect pyramid glowing from inside. Dwayne uncovers a sealed letter from 1902 addressed to the Last Watchman. A black substance begins to leak from the earth, coating boots and gloves, and then pulling downward. A compass spins violently. A skull is found with surgical precision cuts, and a metallic implant buried inside. A final drone scan shows the entire ranch property is shaped like an ancient key. Zoom into a saggy wall. The painting now glows faintly. It shows a man standing at the center of a storm, his hand raised toward the sky. He holds something blindingly bright. Behind him, a frog, a vault, a spiral gate. Episode 2. The chamber that hums with limited oxygen and only handheld lights. The crew pushes deeper into the newly exposed chamber. The walls are etched with glyphs no linguist on their contact list can recognize. More shockingly, the walls subtly vibrate. As Chad holds a Geiger counter to the rock, it spikes erratically, then dies. In the silence, a low hum begins, like wind churning through bone. Dwayne shines his light across the back of the chamber. Embedded in the wall is a gold disc, partially fused into the stone, etched with 7 radial spokes. They bring it back to the surface, and everything on the ranch starts going haywire. At the disc now secured in their lab, Charlie brings in a retired NSA cryptographer who claims to have seen similar patterns in Cold War spy signals. The spokes seem to be a sequence, perhaps time-based or celestial. Meanwhile, odd happenings surge on the property. Lights flicker violently every night at 3 a.m. 2 crew members experience the same nightmare, an underwater chamber and a voice calling them by name. A freshwater pond on the ranch begins to bubble. Tests show a sharp rise in deuterium, an isotope used in nuclear reactors. Chad suggests the impossible. The disk is not just old, it's active. A local archaeologist from the Ute tribe visits the site after images of the chamber are shared confidentially. She immediately identifies symbolic overlap with Aztec mythos, specifically the god Tlaloc, deity of rain and earthly portals. She warns the team, "You've opened something that was meant to stay shut." Under infrared, the chamber map reveals hidden script not visible under normal light. A spiral with coordinates pointing toward the Lasal Mountains, over 100 miles away. The team decides to investigate, unaware that something is tracking their movements across the property. One night, Chad's trail cam captures a blurred figure, not animal, not man.